Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door Remake is actually coming in just about 10 days, which is super crazy to even think about that we'll be getting our hands on this game once again in 10 days. I absolutely cannot wait, but I know a lot of you out there, this might be your first time and maybe even playing a Paper Mario game altogether, let alone Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. So I want to give you guys some pointers and some tidbits that might help you before you actually dive into this game. So today I have a list of 21 things that you should know before picking up Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door and before starting your grand journey finding the crystal stars. Of course, this is just to help you out on your journey, staying away from any major story spoilers or anything that could ruin your experience altogether. This is to make your experience the best it possibly can and seamless as you go through this game. Also, if I missed any cool details or interesting things that you feel like people should know before jumping into this game, feel free to comment them down below and check the comments in order to find some other details that I didn't even mention here. Real quick before we get started, we are on our road to 300,000 subscribers and we are so close. And yesterday you guys got us a whopping 476 brand new subscribers. Thank you so much. So if you enjoyed today's content, leave a like and subscribe and make sure that you help us reach our goal by let's try to even reach 500 brand new subscribers today. But thank you so much for tuning in and let's dive into the video. Number one, this Paper Mario game is going to be extremely different if you played nothing but the new trilogy such as Sticker Star, Color Splash, and Origami King. This is a true return form of a basic turn-based combat RPG, where essentially you take turns attacking and then they attack, and you attack and they attack, and you use button time presses in order to defend and attack your foes. And it's going to work the same way with partner characters that you can collect along the way, where they also have moves of their own. No, there's no stickers to collect or cards or even thing items or a weird puzzle battle system on a grid. You just kind of use your own attacks and dodge the attacks from enemies. It's that simple. And number two, since this is an actual RPG now, yes, you actually get to level up. So fight, and fight some more. You don't need a super grind by fighting every single little enemy that you find, even repetitive ones over and over and over again. You spot new enemies, make your way towards them and engage in battle as much as you can, because leveling up is very important as you can level up your health, your flower power, and also your badge points. So make sure you battle as soon and as frequently as you can. One thing that you may have heard from a lot of people is that the backtracking portions of this game is probably the worst part. But it looks like this may have been streamlined already and fixed completely from Nintendo, where now the whole going back through the sewers of Rogueport and trying to find the corresponding pipes to take you to past worlds might be easier, as now we have a proper pipe room with dedicated pipes that are labeled to take you where you need to go, making the whole process of backtracking a whole lot easier, so you might not have to worry about this crazy, horrible part of the game and making this game even better than it originally was. So don't listen to people. This is not going to discourage your gameplay, it looks like, this time around, and regardless, it's not as bad as what people make it out to be. Once you get to chapter 3 at the Glitz Pit, there will be a portion where you have to chase down an egg, and once you hatch the egg, you get a new partner, being a Yoshi. Something I wish I actually knew at the time is you can determine the color of your Yoshi. Maybe the remake actually makes it more obvious this time around and tells the player, but if not, here's what you need to know. There are 7 different colors of Yoshis that you can hatch. Personally, I always love the pink and the light blue ones, but yes, you can get a specific color based on how long it takes you to hatch the Yoshi, from the time he officially joins your party as an egg until the time you officially hatch the egg. And here are the times on screen, and you can take a picture of this or save the video, it's up to you, but remember these times when going into this and making sure that you can get the color of Yoshi that you want. One thing I recommend you do at the start of your playthrough, right after joining up with Goombella, is go to the west part of Rogueport. It'll be blocked off by an old woman toad named Zesty, where you'll step on something that crunches on the ground and you'll find out that it's her contact lens, and she won't let you through until you get her a new one. So go into the shop and order a new pair of contact lenses for her, so that way you don't have to wait, because it is some in-game time until eventually those contact lenses come in, so that way you can continue through the first couple of chapters before you even have to deal with her. And that way when you get there, there's no wait, you just can pick up the contact lenses and give them straight to her. So definitely do that as early as you can. Next up, we have the Pit of 100 Trials, which is a ultimate test taking you through 100 floors full of enemies where you have to constantly heal yourself and make your way to the very bottom where there's a giant boss battle waiting for you. But did you know so it is probably best to go through the first 50 floors around halfway through the game, because it gives you a strange sack. That's the name of the item, don't ask me why, but it doubles how many items that you can actually carry, giving you tons of more room for extra items for the rest of your adventures. So like I said, recommend going through the first 50 floors around halfway through your adventure to get this item earlier. Also, be on the lookout for the traveling merchant, not just when you're in the Pit of 100 Trials, but also in the overworld of Rogueport, where he'll sell some very powerful items and badges, so always be on the lookout for this guy. He could definitely come in handy. There is a lottery in the western side of Rogueport called Happy Lucky Lottery, and it's not exactly as it seems. Yes, you can draw a new lottery ticket every day, so as soon as midnight hits, it's a brand new day and you can draw a new ticket, and when you take your ticket in the following day to check if your numbers are correct, it will tell you and match your ticket numbers to the board, but going from right to left instead of left to right with the digits, which is very strange. But if you get one of the digits correct, you get first prize, 2, second prize, 3 digits, third prize, and 4 digits, the fourth prize, which is the grand prize. And it's very, very, very unlikely that you'll win a grand prize. It's extremely difficult in this game, and it's not just completely random, it's based on a specific amount of days. Also, if you decide to wait, there's a whole lot of stuff going into this lucky lottery, and you can actually find out more details because on YouTube, Strider7X explains how all of this works. So check the link in the description where you can check out that video if you want full information, but since you can only pull a ticket a day, it's probably best that you just start doing this early if you want to try to win one of those prizes randomly, or if you want to try to wait those extremely long days to guarantee a certain prize, you can do that as well. Hopefully in the remake it's changed and easier to get those 2 badges for first and second place prizes, but we're just gonna have to wait and see if Nintendo even bothers changing this at all. But one thing I do want to note is if you decide to go into the system and change the time, you can change the time forward, but do not change the time backward, because if you change your system time to go back in time, yeah, he'll know and he'll actually freak out and tell you to pay up 500 coins in order to reboot the lottery, which is insane, so don't mess your time up backwards. In battle, there's a thing called stylish moves. It's pressing the A button before or after initially pressing the A button to do damage. So yes, it's like an extra button press, and sometimes with specific characters, it's a lot more than just a single press. There might be 2 or 3 extra presses that you need to learn. And why do stylish moves in the first place? Well, it gets you more star points after the battle, which can help you level up faster. So you're definitely going to want to do these and even learn to practice these as well. There is a new battle training room I saw in the remake, so maybe you can go in there and practice them there, or maybe Nintendo will have a way for you to practice them. But every single partner character has them, including Mario himself, which has lots of them. So you'll definitely want to get these down. The game might not have an essential easy mode or hard mode, but you can actually control this a lot with badges. In fact, it's very possible to level up nothing but your badge points, meaning no health and no flower power, by just having tons of capabilities to stack Mario up with badges, making the game harder because there are specific badges that gives you double damage, or making it easier, allowing Mario to deal massive amounts of damage. So it's really up to how you play, but I'm letting you know right now it is possible just to go throughout the game upgrading badge points only. You should give it a try if you want to, challenge yourself, or if you've played this game before. But if you're new, maybe stick with just putting really powerful badges on Mario and still leveling up other parts of Mario as well, including flower and health. Did you know Luigi is actually in Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door? And if you haven't heard fans clamoring for a DLC or some type of post-game revolving around Luigi's story in the Waffle Kingdom, and you might be like, what the heck are you guys talking about? Well, there's a whole story, side story at least, with Luigi in this game. You have to find him at the end of each chapter, and he'll give you a new piece of the story based on what he's doing on his adventure. And you can follow through them and listen to his stories as Mario falls asleep, and so does Mario's partners. But yeah, some of them are pretty interesting, and you get to follow a little side story. Hopefully there's more to it, and you can actually play through his story as a post game that they're just hiding from us still. That would make me so happy. Probably not, but still, yes, find Luigi in Rogueport somewhere at the end of each chapter, and he'll give you more information on the story. He actually has his own little partners as well, and I'm not going to spoil any of them, but some of them are cool enemy designs and stuff like that, so definitely go check those out. But this might be your first Mario RPG, or maybe even RPG altogether, maybe first Paper Mario game. But when you're going to dodge and also attack enemies, you want to look for cues, especially when enemies are attacking. All enemies will have some type of tell, that way you can tell exactly when to push the dodge button. If you're really good in dodging enemies' attacks over and over again, you can go for a super guard, which is pressing the B button instead of A, and you have to have a very specific good timing in order to get this one off. If you get it timed down right, not only will you not take damage, but you'll also deal slight damage to the enemy as well. The super guard is a lot harder to execute, so make sure you practice first. Look for the Treble Center in Rogueport. This is where you can do some side quests throughout your adventure and even as a post-game opportunity. But the best way to do this is to do some Treble Center requests during your playthrough. So at the end of each chapter, come back here and see what some of the requests are asking for, as you can get some pretty cool rewards for doing so. Now, this is slight spoiler territory, but you could go throughout the entire game and not even realize this is a thing. But there is an extra partner in the game called Mrs. Mouse, and you'll see her over and over again throughout the entire course, or at least the first couple of chapters of the game. So what you need to do is pretty much do a Treble Center request at the end of chapter 4, and you can actually unlock Miss Mouse as part of your team. She's not a great fighter by any means, but she is a master thief, meaning she can steal items from the enemies, and also in the overworld she's a big help, as she can actually help you find certain hidden treasure and hidden rooms. So you'll definitely want to have her around towards the later parts of the game, especially if you're looking for star pieces. Goombella has a special move called Tattle, which allows her to see the stats of an enemy, which tells you pretty much everything you need to know. The HP, the damage, all of the good stuff. And it'll actually log it into a book where you can eventually look at all the enemies that you've collected. Now, you'll probably want to collect all of these. Now, in the original game, there's no reward for doing so, but there might be one in the new game, and especially for completionists, you want to keep a log of all the enemies and bosses that you've seen. Very similar to the Thought Peak from Mario RPG, and also the scans in Metroid Prime. Now, thankfully, there's no missable tattles, meaning all the enemies that you can see in the game, you can actually return to those worlds and tattle those enemies, but it's probably best to do it while you see those enemies for the first time. And also, bosses can be found in the trash can in Professor Frankly's office, so if you miss anything, definitely check there. There's a couple collectibles to be on the lookout for, and you might wonder exactly what they're used for, even if it tells you, because it may not mean anything to you at first, but you'll want to find the shine sprites in order to level up your partners. And leveling up your partners is massive, as it's able to give them brand new moves in battle, so you'll want to find shine sprites everywhere you can. They won't be extremely well hidden, but they're going to be in places that you maybe need to check all over each world and level. Considering the fact that they're giant boxes, it's just a matter of checking each room and looking around the room as much as you can. Now, star pieces, on the other hand, is where it gets interesting. I believe there are a total of 100 star pieces throughout the entirety of the game, and they are hidden very well. They could be hidden behind walls, or specific characters could have them, or underneath the ground when you need a ground pound pretty much everywhere you go. They can even be hidden in bushes, so you'll want to interact with each one, or even in the trees where you'll need to hit them with your hammer. So definitely check everything. Hit everything with your hammer, check everything that's on the stage, including bushes, pieces of grass, everything, and definitely ground pound as frequently as you can, because they can be hidden in floorboards. And that's why Miss Mouse can be such an important party member. Star pieces can be traded in for powerful gear and badges, so make sure you collect as many as you can. In the western part of Rogueport, you'll come across the Pianta Parlor, where you actually can go in and play mini games, even slot machine games, in order to win Pianta coins. You can use these tokens in order to buy special badges and items, so I would recommend playing and stopping in here every now and then, and it's just kind of fun to play some of the mini games anyways. It's a fun way to use some of the abilities that you've already unlocked in a brand new way, because most of the time you use them are in small little areas part of the worlds, and now you can use them in bigger areas part as obstacle courses. There is a new badge collection list where you can actually look at all the badges in the game, so yeah, you can collect every single one, all 86 badges. For the hardcore completionists out there, you'll want to find and buy every single badge that you can. There might be a reward for it, we don't know yet. One thing to keep in mind is the game isn't over until Mario dies. That means yes, every partner can end up passing out on the stage, but if Mario's still alive, the battle continues. So in certain situations when Mario is in danger, put Mario in the back. Yes, you can swap the position of Mario and the partner, put your partner in front to take all the damage. I know it sounds gruesome, but it keeps the battle alive. Once Mario dies, the game is over. Remember that. And finally, number 21, the fact that you need to know the most is that this game is going to rock your world. You're never going to want to go back and play that new trilogy of Sticker Star, Color Splash, and Origami King again. Well, I'm not going to say that, because there are people out there that still love those games, and Origami King I still think is a really great Paper Mario game. This game is going to be different, and it is going to be a new and exciting journey for you. So make sure you pick up Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. It drops in just about 2 weeks. I cannot wait. Just about 10 days from now, we can finally jump back into Rogueport. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe before you head out, and like always, I will see see you all on the next one. See ya, guys.